So I'm just going to formally introduce this man. You know him as the guru of modern contemporary dance. Some of you know him as the dance guru on whose tal everyone from Shahid Kapoor to Hrithik Roshan and from Bunty to Bubbly have danced. Every dancer ka dil to pagal hai behind him. And honestly, him and dance are the Rab ne bana di jodi, because of which all the tare on this zameen are able to entertain us.
Wow, how well done.
I can't cover all the movies and all the accolades, but he's been honored by the Queen, you know, photographed with all the Prime Ministers, Mother Teresa, everyone who's vouched for his extraordinary talent. And you know him by all of this. But for me, I want to share this small anecdote to introduce him. For all the 200 plus people who are watching, as an 18-year-old, and I'm sure he doesn't remember much of this, but somebody from my team, and sir, that girl today is an elected member in government. She was 16 years old. She came up to you at the Wellington Club. You were passing by and we walked up to you at the Wellington Club and she said, Shiamak sir, we run this youth run organization and we're doing this event with 1,000 people. Will you come? And he looked at the girl and he said, why not? And then he passed on, you gave us Marzi's number and you said, be in touch with Marzi and take it up with him. So then we went and met Marzi and told Marzi saying, can we please have Shiamak sir as the chief guest and can we have your dance troupe come and perform? And then Marzi asked me a question and I remember this question. He said, do you guys have the budget for this, however? And I said, and because he looked at me and I was frail and thin back then as well. And imagine a decade younger. And I said, no, we don't have the budget. He said, don't worry about it. Shiamak has said that we will definitely do this. And in 2012, the first guest that we had, when we didn't have I.I.M.U.N, when we didn't have the A.R. Rahmans of the world, when we didn't have all of these big names associated, the first person who had come in, and I'm so happy to be able to start the series with you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your virtual hands together for this God-sent angel, Shiamak Davar.
Thank you. My God. Thank you.
So, sir, we're starting this series and welcome to the series. It's Parul University presents I.I.M.U.N's role models. And I had to start the series with you because of what I just said. But my first question to you is, in your interviews, you said that dancing didn't come to you naturally. You wanted to first become an actor and then a singer. How did you discover dance? How did dance come to you? And how can young people find their passion?
So I don't even know how dance came to me, honestly. I would just dance in these jiving competitions and do a lot of jiving because all the Parsis and Christians, they don't jiving a lot. And jiving is a part of our culture. You know, whenever we dance, we get up and jive. We don't get up and do dance steps. We get up and jive with a partner. So that I used to do with my friends. And then we entered some competition and we just won. And I said, my God, what fun. And I didn't think much of that. I thought, okay, that's a fun thing. And I would still play the piano and sing and do my normal stuff and act in my room and copy movies and copy scenes from films and do that for my cousins and my family. And they would just laugh and I would do it for fun. But later on, I'd gone to London to do some singing workshops. And I saw a class and I said, oops, this is something I want to try. Though it looked very difficult. And all people's legs used to be right up in the air and this and that. So how would I do all this? So I went to class, and to cut a long story short, I did a decent job. And then I went back again. And then a lot of people after some time, they said, my God, you really are talented. And you've not done any ballet, you've not done anything. I said, no, I've done nothing. And they said, but you really can dance. And I was so happy. So then that's how it happened, actually, my dance part. Otherwise, I would have never done it. And then choreography came in when a lady called Celia Lobo, she was doing a musical called They're Playing Our Song, a Neil Simon musical. So she said, will you dance it? I said, yeah, sure. Then after some time, she said, will you choreograph it? I said, I don't know how to choreograph. I don't know how to choreograph. Hi.
How cute.
I'm obsessed with.
You've got 2 dogs.
I got 2 dogs now. I had 4, but 2 of them passed away. So
What, during the pandemic, was it?
yes. Elsa and yeah. So that was that. So yeah, no, that Elsa died, Hasneet. How sweet. No, Elsa died. Elsa passed away, and my Rocco passed away. And so then I did Celia Lobo's musical, and I choreographed it. And then I said, okay, this is not bad. Then I did Alec Padamsi's Cabaret. Then I sang Rita. And that's how slowly people got to know who I was and stuff like that.
Got it, got it. But sir, I must ask you this question, that making your passion into your profession is not an easy thing. And especially you broke stereotypes in the 80s. When in the 80s and the 90s, today everybody who has learned from you is today a big choreographer. Some attribute their success to you, the other stories I know. But, but sir, everybody in the field of dance has learned from you. Now, when you were building up this entire school of dance, and when you were, you started with 7 students, like you mentioned in your interviews, and I know, and from that journey to where you've reached today, I'm pretty sure there were tons of difficulties that you faced. Was it difficult in order to get acceptability from people in India, given the fact that you were doing something that was not done before?
No, it was not so easy. It was a difficult road. And the thing is that, I'm not bitter because I went through a lot of pain. Also because I didn't know anything and I didn't understand. I didn't understand anything really much. Then I could do this. I could sing, dance, and act. And the reason was because boys don't dance. So either you're a pansy or you're gay. Or the thing is that women, if you dance in those days, 30 years ago, they consider you not good women and don't consider you as nice people. And they think that who will marry you because you've done a dance class and you're wearing these, very fitted leotards and tights and shorts and ganjis. And so it was not really something that people really cared about. And they didn't want to bother about it. So it was tough. Doors used to close on me in schools. But I didn't worry about that because I just focused on my goal. I didn't care about all this really. So I just went ahead, and even though it hurt, it was difficult. But now I feel, when I look at myself today, I don't think I had a very bad time. That's the joke. But that time it was horrible. But today when I look back and say, okay, what's the big deal? It was not a big deal. Now stop it, Stop being so self-pitiful and all that rubbish. But when I went back at that time and thought about it, very tough. Very tough. Very tough.
But sir, what out of all those challenges, what, from the time you started till the time you've reached and you've scaled every peak that there is to when it comes to the field of dance, what is that one incident that you would say was the most difficult incident or the biggest failure in your life, and how did you overcome that? Because one of the things about role models, sir, is that we always, and especially the ones on Instagram, we always see the good things. It's very rare that they talk about things that are, that have impacted them adversely. So if it's okay for you to share one of the biggest failures that you've had and how you overcome that.
I think
or one of the greatest challenges that you had.
I think the greatest challenges was to just be recognized and to find self-worth. Because I'm telling you, when I used to enter coffee shops, there has to be sniggers among people saying, oh God, pansies come. Or, whatever. And all the girls who came to my class would fire their boyfriends and say, what rubbish. Just because he teaches dance class and this and that. And they used to really, really be very mean. Principals would actually say, I'm so sorry, but you can't have boys and girls dancing together. It's not allowed in our school. And there were a lot of things that happened in my life that it was just, people came to my classes, they took my registration books and they started classes next door. They spoke to my students. A lot of stuff that at that time was very terrifying. At that time also there was a lot of, they would take my choreography and put them up in films. And I'm saying, but this is my class choreography. Why are they doing that in film? And why didn't they just come and ask me straight, And I couldn't understand people who would do that. A lot of betrayal. So now I don't find it so bad as I look back. But at that time, it was horrible. It was horrible.
So acceptability is something that is the most difficult. And that's why you have been so accepting of people who don't have surnames and just walk up to you, a 16 and 17-year-olds, and tell you saying, please, can you do this? And you do it so willingly. But
I always help the underdog because I realized it's too difficult. It was too difficult. And today all my friends say, oh, bus now, Shiamak, how much you're talking about the same 25 years ago, it was difficult. But I don't think anybody understands the pain I went through. And I'm not being pathetic saying this, but it was a horrible time. A lot of people, they don't look at you with respect. They make fun of you. They think that you're some freak because you're Western dance. And I came across this book called The Laws of the Spirit World. And I fell in love with my guru. And that's how I really got saved. But coming out of betrayal was very tough. Coming out of betrayal was very, 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 even today, so many people, even today, big choreographers and directors are so negative with me sometimes because they're so insecure. Because the thing is, I feel I'm like a bank of knowledge. I can just keep on giving stuff. But I feel people who just copy and, have camps and they don't allow you to come into their territory because they're afraid. I find that very, I find that very sad. And that is happening. And it's always been happening from Dil To Pagal Hai also. So it's nothing new. So I'm okay. Now I'm used to it. And
but you've carved out a niche for yourself in all of these camps that are there, whether in Bollywood or outside. If you go to see from the top defense guys to top government guys to people in the field of dance, everybody has learned from you. Just the other day, and to be really honest, sir, and that's the reason why I chose to start with you, that despite all of this that you faced, is you've soldiered ahead, and today you build it. You are an institution in yourself. But looking back, and I'm just taking you back because I want to know your story. I want people to know your story, sir.
Yeah.
If there was a 16-year-old Shiamak Davar in front of you, and today, after having gone through all of this, because there are many 16-year-olds who are listening to you today, and as we then put this up on social media channels, there'll be thousands who will be watching this. What is the advice that you would give your 16-year-old self?
I'll tell you the best way to deal with negativity is I believe that there's something that these people are very insecure about. They're insecure because they are afraid, they're lost. So because of that, they push their negativity on you. And unfortunately, people like us, when we're so young and stupid, we pick it up and say, oh my God, really? Is that true? Really? Really? Acha, really? You mean I'm not that good? Or you think it's a bad thing I'm doing Western dance? So the only thing that worked with me is perseverance. I didn't care. I was ulta khopri. So I used to go even more. If they said bad things about me, I would go more and do it in a positive way so that they could get chopped more. So it's something that I think is perseverance, is prayer. I prayed a lot. I said, God, please help me. I don't know how to do this. I don't understand what's going on. But I know that there's something I can do. And I know that India needs this. And there's just nobody here who can teach me dance. There's nothing. How do I do something? And insecurity is a crazy, crazy thing. But I tell you, the more you push through insecurity and get rid of the fear, very difficult, through prayers, I feel, really talking to God, not praying, but talking to Him and saying, what do I do? Show me the way. And some sign will come, something will come, something will open up, something will happen. And it just comes through. Today also during COVID-19, how many people were suffering? How many people? I said, stop it. Stop it. You have a roof over your head. You have some food coming in the house. You have some money. Shut up. Don't be ungrateful. I've seen bad times. Don't even think of it. Don't even think of it. Don't even think of it. But you have to push through. You really have to push through.
No, you have to push through. And one of the other things that you mentioned, sir, is one of the biggest problems for Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and for the younger generations is insecurity. The fear of missing out, FOMO, that is there.
FOMO, or the fear of somebody else coming in. Fear of coming in, FOCI. Every time I came in, people got scared and insecure. Top people before me, top people in their movies, in their direction, in their choreography. For what? I was just new. It was just so much.
So, sir, so looking back, what would you tell your 16-year-old self? That's not. I mean, apart from dealing with FOMO and insecurity and things like that, but of course, I'm sure you didn't face all the same problems we faced.
I didn't give a damn. I was a rebel with a cause. I had to do my stuff, and I didn't care. I didn't hurt my father, mother. I didn't hurt my friends. I didn't hurt people I loved. I never did anything that hurt anybody. Dance can never hurt you, and neither can singing and acting. And I just said, just go for it. Just go for it with a positive mind. Otherwise, you will never be able to pass through people. Because everybody, my God, you can't send my child to class. It's disgusting. And what is all this nonsense dancing? Are you all mad having girls and boys together? And this Western dance, what nonsense? Where's your culture? Are Baba, there's nothing about culture. Today, I'm doing Shiamak style, which is completely Indo-jazz, Indo-contemporary. You know?
No, it is Indo-contemporary, and now there are universities also and schools and colleges across, including the university right now that we're working with. All of these people have courses for dance. When you started out,
yeah,
and they teach Indo-jazz, they teach all of this because they're inspired by people like you. But when you started out, I'm pretty sure all of this infrastructure was not there. You literally created an industry. That's what I'm saying. You've literally inspired and created an industry in that sense. But sir, I must ask you this, and somebody actually summarized it well. They said he's a mad Baba with a good heart.
But I don't want to be sane. If I'm sane, I find me being sane is so common. I feel being mad and fun, enjoying life and being unfiltered somewhere is not bad. I don't hurt people, but I'm unfiltered. Means I will say what I feel. I will come to London. Don't worry, Karthik and everyone. Of course, I'll there. So,
but I need to ask you this also, because we live in a day and age where, and I was talking about this before you came in, where there's instant gratification, there's overnight success stories, where the price of Bitcoin increases and automatically the fortune of the individual increases. So we're living in that kind of a day and age where the role models are shifting, where you see where it's cooler in order to be successful overnight rather than struggling really and over a long period of time. You have literally seen that struggle, gone through that entire struggle. My question to you is it sustainable to be an overnight success? Or do you think that there have been overnight successes which have over a long period of time yet been successful?
Success is a very strange word. I think overnight successes, for me, don't last so long. As people who've struggled and come up the hard way, I think those are real. Today, everybody becomes a star. Talent or no talent, sorry to say. But in those days, to be Amitabh Bachchan, and very difficult. Even Shah Rukh Khan days, I would say, was very difficult. But now it's easy. Now it's easy with contacts and knowing and people and, very fanciful directors who really, bichara, think they're very great, but they're so mediocre. And they just do some rubbish as always. But there's some super talent in this country. And I've always believed India's talent is unbelievable. And listen to me, I know what I'm talking about, 40 years of training. India is another level of singing, acting, dancing, sport. Another level of mind, another level of creativity. India is unbelievable. I tell you, I'm blessed I was born in India, because the amount of people I could train and the amount of people that are talented to nurture. I mean, God, they're so talented. I can't tell you. So talented.
India is the largest youth population across the world, and as an organization,
it's my India, and I love it, and
as an organization that
I just love I love the talent. My God, you know, Marzi's on a show right now, Dance Divane, and I think he must have left by now. He's got rehearsals for I think. Hi, Colleen. The thing is that you dancing, man. When I see those children dancing, I don't even think I'm a dancer. I think I'm horrible. You know, I think I'm like, God, look at this talent. Where do they come from? They come from remote villages and all. I'm telling you, India is the best. There is nothing like India. India's talent is superlative. The only problem is that there is no education facilities for Indian people. And I'm talking about education is not only mugging up. It's about creativity. If someone wants to go into performing arts, if someone wants to do sports, why don't we encourage that? Why do we only encourage only studies? I understand we live in a practical world and people have to graduate. They have to get 99% to get into colleges because people can't afford it. But a budget has to be taken out for arts and sport. I'm sorry, I really do believe this because people's lives, you know, when you channelize your love into song, dance, acting, sports, or creative, anything that's creative or scientific or anything, you will be happier people. You'll get a beautiful population. You'll have discovery. You'll have so much creativity. It will just change the dynamic of the mind in the human population. You know?
And that is something that schools and colleges, universities should work towards. That it's not just curriculum.
Want it now. I'm going to put in university all my classes now. I'm going to have a proper syllabus and everything.
So why don't you take this and put this all across the country, and in our own small way we will try to amplify it to our level best.
I will try. I'm trying. Marzi's also trying. We're trying, and we hope we'll get successful soon.
No, absolutely. And so the new education policy, if I may, encourages creative arts, encourages performing arts in order to be amplified right from a school level, from grade 6 all the way to, higher education.
Yeah.
So, sir, what you're saying is the need of the hour. Everyone's asking for it. Now, all we need to do is duplicate and clone Shiamak Davar into 25 Shiamak Davars and put one in each state.
I like I'm from India and Indian identity. I love that line. That was a beautiful line. Such a nice line.
It is.
Yeah, Mitesh. That's nice.
It is after all, India is our being Indian is our identity. Whenever we go outside of India and we go abroad and overseas, we always recognize each other as Indians, not Muslims, Hindus, Parsis, or from Maharashtra or Gujarat or whatever it is. It's so. So what you said is very true, sir. Let me ask you one final question in terms of dance and in terms of your life. Your motto has always been "Have feet, will dance." You have encouraged people who have feet to dance, and for the ones who are specially and differently abled, you've encouraged them as well. I've seen this myself with Victory Arts. What you've done is tremendous. Why is so much of emphasis? Because there's so many young people who are going to watch this. People like me have 17 left feet. So for us to dance, why is there so much of emphasis on dancing being a part of everyone's life?
Because I think dancing heals people. Everyone is suffering nowadays. Let me tell you that. A lot of people are suffering. They don't say that. They're very sweet kids, very sweet people who keep quiet and suffer silently. Why? When you can have 1 hour or 1.5 hours of going out, just invigorating your body, circulation to your mind, all your toxins come out, you get confidence, you perform on stage, you are so happy, you're happy. And that happy is what makes you heal. And if you heal, that's done. You heal others.
If you heal, then you will heal others. And that book of yours, which is also healing a lot of people, I purposely kept it outside.
You're so sweet.
That
changed my life. This book changed my life. Really, it did. It really changed my life. It changed my whole perspective on how to be as a person. How much people pleasing we used to do when we were young. People pleasing. Arey bas yaar. Love yourself, man. What is all this natak? All this people pleasing was such a pathetic thing. I remember when I was young, even recently, I suddenly realized, oops, I'm people pleasing again. Stop it, stop it, stop it. So we're always a work in progress. We never ever, it's always a work in progress. I just recovered from COVID, so my
No,
voice
no.
is.
I'm glad. I know you recovered from COVID and even still kept your promise of coming on. I really
Yeah,
appreciate that, and you're very,
that's
very, very
fine.
grateful for that. But what you said is very true, and because you mentioned it, I must say this: people pleasing again in Gen Z. In order to get ahead in their life, I've seen a lot of people compromise values, ethics, and these are people who are millennials who want to make it large in life. Everything is compromised just so that we reach the top of the corporate ladder or the top of their field. How important is or is ethics and morals for somebody like you?
People were unethical and so that today I would never, never, by mistake also human factor coming in, too aware of that to be unethical and immoral. It is the most disgusting thing I have seen. Even today, when I see, betraying others and talking badly and trying to one-upmanship crap, it's so, I feel sad for them. Some people think they're great directors, some people they're great choreographers, but I'm saying you may be great, but what are you doing about your art? Why are you not still learning? Why not still making something new? You're doing the same rubbish all the time. You're churning out crap all the time. Oh, it makes the money, it makes the formula. Okay, that's why I didn't do it. And that's why I'm such an outcast. I'm not at all into this
So
formula. I can't bear.
how if you are an outcast, then I'm wondering about the ones who are actually trying to do things. But
No,
but then again, what
but
what you said is
no, tell me.
very important, and that's why role models. It's very important to choose the right role model. Let me end my serious questions with this question: who is your role model?
My role model has been, now don't laugh, it has been Jesus, Mary, Shirdi, Sai Baba, and all these people. Then my
How
role,
sweet.
that's what I grew up in that way. Brought on Zarathustra. I was brought up on Ganpati and Saraswati and Lakshmi and my Hanuman. Oh, I love my Hanuman. I love my Ganpati. I just love them. And I love God. I love the fact that, you know, they're just that is my role model is I just want to learn how to be unconditional, humble, ever loving, ever giving. And my Kaushik auntie, Kaushik Bhavdegri, my mother, my Nadia Hunterwali, who was famous, stunt lady in film theater in films. I want to be like that. I want to be like them. I want to be like them. They are just something I cannot tell you what role. My mother died nearly at 100, but she was so brave, so strong. Half of what I am, zero of what I am. She was another level of rock star, man. I'm like,
She she she
fantastic.
was she was a rock star who would not miss a show. Whether you were there, you were not there, she was always there. And I remember that energy. I can sense that energy in you, and was very lucky to have witnessed it.
Rishabh, I miss it. Now when I see Mummy not there in the audience, no, it's quite yuck. Because when she was there, I want to tell you a little secret to every. My mother used to pray a lot for children. When you have a praying mother, you're always protected. And I think most of my life, he prayed a lot. And I think that is where, I realized that I was always praying longer. But while she was there, she would pray my notes when I think it was very sweet. It was so true. And she's a rock star and she was always there. A praying mother, if you have a mother who prays for you, I must have done something good in my last life to have my family the way I have. Honestly.
A praying mother is the greatest magical bond that we have on earth. It's like God made mothers to take care of us on earth. That is, and I keep telling people, and God sent angels in order to also guide us. But
That,
and we found one angel in you as well in 2012. Let me no, it's true. I'm not. Whenever I speak, I spoke as you remember the last time when you were there. Satsanga Chalak Mohanji was there. It's so many times you heard this. I actually mean it. But let me take you to the fun part of what we do in this series called Role Models. It's a quick rapid fire. So whatever comes to your mind first is what you need to say. All right. The first word that comes to your mind, and these are 5 words, very simple, nothing complicated, nothing to get you into a controversy. So.
Yeah, I'm always open. So before they want to find out, I've already said it. Tell me.
Dance. When I say dance, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Soul. S-O-U-L. It's all about this. It's about what I am made of. Soul.
When it comes to India, what's the one word when it comes to India?
Home and creativity. Home.
Youth. When somebody says youth, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Tough.
Tough.
Tough for me.
When somebody says the word mother, what's the first thing? And this was the special one that I'd kept. When somebody says mother, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I think it's God reincarnated on earth.
God
on earth. She's God on earth. She does things. First of all, she's the most beautiful sculptor in the world. She sculpts a living creature. Can you imagine a living being? I mean, what kind of a portal she's gone through? That means she's the only portal between the spirit world and earth. That is a mother. I mean, can you ever get someone from up there and bring it down on earth? Only a mother, the most beautiful sculptor in the world. She's really the essence of God.
Mother is the essence of God. That's a line I'm not going to forget. But the last word is, when I tell you I.I.M.U.N, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh my God. Inspiration. You have inspired a lot of people. You have made them work very hard and very well. You have with a lot of people today who are huge in the government or the minister, or whatever, or they've been in life as teachers, other role models. So I think inspiration.
Thank you. Yeah. And that's very kind of you, what you mentioned.
No, so many years. You're not a bowl button. You walk the talk. That's wonderful.
But with your permission, I'm going to ask 2 people to ask you questions. Is it okay? Can we take any 2 questions from?
Absolutely.
The last thing which is 2 questions from the audience. So all of you who are interested and wants to ask this very, very kind superstar questions. What are your views on VFX industry in India?
What was that again?
What are your views on growing VFX industry in India? Like Indians are, so basically what he's basically asking about, there's a person by the name Mike Hunter who's asking, what are your views on VFX in India?
I think VFX is growing. I mean, what is my friend's company, Prime Focus? They're doing so well all over the world. They do, I think, these Marvel movies or Superman, and VFX even Shah Rukh is doing, and it's I think it's growing, but it has to be done. You see, first of all, their budgets are brought up ridiculously high for VFX. I don't think they have that kind of budgets out here, really, And if they go from 300 to 500 crores, but still, when you compare to the foreign VFX, there's so much money with that. So it's very difficult. But I'm sure that it's going to come up in us. Like, look at how technically advanced we become in films also today. So I'm sure it's a very powerful growing market. Yes.
True. That's very true. And VFX and VFX, I feel, is the future because there is so much that's possible. It's a world of possibilities. And with so very many people actually getting involved, it's just going to further amplify the movies and everything that we see. There is also another question from Rasika who basically says, can kids get direct classes from you, Shiamak?
Oh.
It's a very innocent one. That's why I pinned it.
1 year program, Joy program. Joy is Junior's 1 year program. Then they may see me.
And the last question from Mitesh, because, and I'm just pinning the comment, who motivates you to stay positive?
I think the book's knowledge, laws of spirit, and trying to practice things like being humble, not getting angry, not getting insecure, not getting jealous, not getting proud, always being humble, trying to be content. You know, these are everything. Every day is a work in progress. Every day is a work in progress. It is impossible for you not to feel anger, and I think that's the work in progress every day.
It's work in progress every day, and you need to motivate yourself every day. Pallavi says you can replace any Bollywood actor, and that's and somebody else again said please get into acting. But with that, we've taken more than the stipulated time that you were kind enough in order.
We have nearly 200 people. That's a good thing.
And there are 200 people who are watching this, and many more who are going to be watching this after we post it. So I really appreciate what you are doing and what you've done for us in terms of this, because you've given us an opportunity to be able to tell some part of your story to people at large. But people at I.I.M.U.N would not be forgiving if I let you go without one request, which is in terms of if you had to sing a song for
I'll be Khokra today. Meri saanson mein mehki jani jani si. Now I'm going to cry. Dil tha abhi seene mein isko churaya jane kisne. It's damn difficult to sing with a sore throat.
No, that's super. And all the people who are on this chat absolutely love you. Thank you very much for doing what you have done, both for the organization and for dance as an industry as a whole. Because what you managed to do with dance in India is revolutionary. Like I keep saying, if there's one person who deserves the next Bharat Ratna, it is you. But up until the time we see you out there, and you get even more busy than you are, I hope you keep removing time for young people like you did 10 years ago when a 16-year-old came up and walked up to you and said, please, can you do this?
For anybody, at that time, I was always happy to help because I know how it was for me to get help. It was so difficult. So anyone who wants help, I'm always, I try my best to do what I can. Even today, you know, I'm so happy because we've got 30 people who are really, really challenged. I don't know what the word is. They're really poor, basically, and they can't afford dance. And we've got 30 scholarships for them, and 30 of them have come from all walks of life, from all over India, and we're teaching them 1 year everything, you know, that is about dance. It's such a great feeling to get Book a Smile who sponsored it for us. It was so nice for those kids. Even their food, their staying, their fees, everything was taken care of. So I'm very, very grateful to God and my spiritual too.
No, and God is kind to you because you're kind to everyone else. So I'm very, very, very happy that you've been able to do this. Thank you very much, sir, for being so kind and spending time. Thank you, sir. And I look forward. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. But up until then, on behalf of all the people who are seeing this live, heartfelt gratitude and see you very soon.